Hello and welcome, listeners, to the ASMR Script Guild podcast one-on-one. Joining Skittles for an interview is Nightshade Queen.
Hello, Nightshade. Welcome to the interview. You already know me as
Hi,
Skittles.
Skittles.
Hello. So normally how I start these is I ask the interviewee to introduce themselves, what kind of content they make, and how long they've been doing it, and their favorite things to make and such.
Okay. Oh, well, I am Nightshade Queen ASMR. I have been doing this for, I guess it's getting close to a year and a half now. Um, I make, well, obviously ASMR audios, but I guess specifically they're kind of, I had a friend tell me that she thinks my content seems like it's the monstrous made gentle and lovable, and I put that in my channel description because I think that kind of just sums it up. Like it tends to be pretty wholesome, but like fantasy type things. You got your dark sorceresses, you got your demons and what have you, but like
Hmm.
they're pretty soft.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a little slogan for yourself. I kind of have one of those, but yeah.
Dude, I stumbled I stumbled into it that somebody just said that to me, and I was like, "That sounds really good. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal it."
Politely commits theft.
Yes, just let me yoink that, please. Thank you.
Well, I know you said that you do audios and you're primarily a VA, but have you ever written any scripts or considered writing scripts?
I have written just for my own channel. I've written, um, well, currently ongoing. Have a shy vampire who is afraid to love you series. Um, I've written three scripts so far for that, and I did another series that I wrote for my channel, which was my Dungeons and Dragons character, Tiefling Paladin. Uh,
Ooh.
yeah, that one's wrapped up. I might do an epilogue because there was a lot of people asking for it, so maybe I'm trying to think about like what I could do for that. But yeah, a Tiefling Paladin and a vampire listener. Um, and the Tiefling Paladin's whole family was killed by vampires in the past, so there's some how do I put it? The dynamic there is a little bit complicated, uh, but in a way that seemed to make a lot of listeners feel guilty, but they also seem to like it, so I don't know. Um, but yeah, so those are the things I've written that are actually on my channel, and then I've got some other like things. Well, and I've written some shorts too, because those are fairly easy. Like, it's almost like, I don't know, I have to write like 80 words of something, and that goes pretty quickly for me. But yeah, and then I have other scripts that I've written or I'm writing, I'm working on, but they're not out. So
Hmm, that makes sense. It's neat. I had no idea that you wrote for your channel.
yeah, I mean, I don't do it like mostly. I rely on all the amazing, incredible writers in the community who are gracious enough to let me use their work. Um, and I mean, I will never not be completely appreciative of that. Like, that's pretty, I still can't get over it. That there's all these people who are just like, yeah, you can use this. Just give me credit. Like, really? I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah, they're very sweet. Speaking of which, have you
definitely,
ever
definitely.
worked closely with any of them, any script writers?
Yeah, there are, there are a few. Um, I think, I've done a lot of work with Time Raft. Because I guess Time Raft is just like, they they have a way of thinking that is like very out of the box and always surprises me and makes me laugh, but also like hits like I don't know, like actual real life important emotional stuff. Like you got like some superhero hugging you until you turn good, but it actually like it's not just like funny. There's always like a message under there. And so the reason I keep coming back to Time Raft is usually like if I'm looking for a commission or something, it's because it's something that's not already out there, you know. I can't find what I'm looking for, and so having somebody who can think outside the box that way, like I know that they're going to come up with something that is unique and different from the things that I don't know. They just have a way of hitting like what I'm looking for. Um, and I think as the biggest example of that is my it's a I was looking for a mafia girl script, but I don't, like I said, I do like gentle and lovable, and most of what I was finding out there was like uh, on the harsher side, you know, kidnapping you, making you like I don't know. It was just not quite what I do on my channel, what I was looking for. So I went to Time Raft, and Time Raft came up with uh, a much more realistic sort of character of somebody who um, had been in the mafia and gone to prison and was now like dealing with um, the aftermath of that. And uh, I don't know, like yeah, that is one example of somebody who I've worked closely with, who has just been amazing in working with my channel and around my particular brand and the things I do. And I think I also wanted to mention Simp Trash, formerly Simp Trash, who is now, I believe, Vessel Rights and Vessel VA, um, because uh, he also just has been somebody who I was doing one vampire series, and when things came up that didn't quite fit with just the things that I have my quirks about my channel and the way I do things, and it's not like um, it's a little bit different from I think from what most people have out there, and when things came up like that, it was just so cool that he adapted scripts to like fit the way I do things on my channel, and then I was able to even ask him to do a voice, um, well, a couple of voices actually, but um, yes, I don't know. That flexibility was pretty awesome. It's like I think I told you that if you ask me to pick like a favorite writer, that's pretty much impossible because they're all like every single person that I don't know. They're every script that I've done, I think is amazing. Like I would not, yeah. But those are a couple of people who I've worked more closely with that I kind of like to brag about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Those are some good writers. Hmm. How did you come up with your username slash character, the whole Nightshade Dragon thing?
Um, well, Nightshade Queen. Um,
Right. Sorry.
it's not like I wish it should be a more interesting story, and it's kind of not. Nightshade is just kind of a name or a word that I thought would be a cool username for a long time. Hadn't used it, and then when I started, I thought Nightshade VA, Nightshade ASMR, that would be really cool. And like they were all taken. Like Nightshade, those handles were already somebody was already using them on YouTube, and then I went, well, I kind of like Wicked Queens, and I've identified like with the Wicked Queen in certain stories, and so I thought about using the Wicked Queen ASMR or something like that. But I didn't like it doesn't sound right either because of how like soft I was trying to go. And I ended up just smashing the two together, like Nightshade Queen. Okay, let's go with that. Um, which is kind of I think it was kind of a lucky accident though because I like having the queen in there and not just being Nightshade because I don't know, it adds a little role play element I guess like in the comments and people will call me Your Majesty or whatever, which is also a little strange because I'm a normal person, but fun. It's fun to play with. Um, and yeah, I mean there wasn't like a whole lot of thought put into that. And as far like and I don't really have a persona either when I'm talking to people like in my comments or what have you. It's pretty much just me. um I don't know, like I'm not very good at trying to role play as somebody else in real like in that sounds really weird from somebody whose whole thing is doing role plays, but when it comes to actually talking to people, I don't know. I just it's so much easier to just be me. So, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a boring answer, really.
It's all right. I find it interesting, and I'm sorry I got your name wrong originally.
Yeah, sorry.
Although, speaking of dragons, are there specific monster girls or guys or any monster creatures that you would like to hear more of? Any obscure animals or creatures?
You know, I was thinking about that. I don't think I really have a good answer for that. Or not. I think what I would like to see more of is like monsters. Uh, well, like I said, how my channel tends to be the monsters made gentle. I think more of that, like more of monsters who are scary typically, but these ones are soft, or you know, more that are like, um, they're not there to kidnap you. They're there to like, um, be taken care of or be protected. Um, they could also take care of you and protect you, but role reversal, like that sort of thing, I think. I can't, maybe I'm just not creative enough, but I can't really think of anything that's not been done a lot. Any specific monsters or specific types of animals or anything that I definitely want to see, but just more like it's just the contrast really is what I really get into, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I'm always curious to see what people have for that question because that was one of the main reasons I started. Was because there was something obscure that wasn't there, and so I made it myself.
See, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Thank you. How did you learn about?
I admire
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say I admire that creativity and that um like I don't know, get up and do it. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. How did you learn about the ASMR roleplay community?
Well, let's see. Um, it wasn't I again probably the way most people do. I think the YouTube algorithms started sending me just regular ASMR first, and um, then I found like video um, ASMR role plays, and that helped me sleep a lot. Um, and I started thinking like because I have a background in acting and such, I was like, but I can't really get out and do plays. Like it's kind of I'm busy, like it's hard to be able to commit to going to rehearsals when you have a full-time job and all of that. But I was like, oh, this would be cool if I could act just from home. But I also didn't want to put my face out there really too much. Like I don't know, it made me uncomfortable to um have a bunch of people. I don't know. I wasn't quite ready for that. Um, and then the YouTube algorithm sent me audio role plays, and um, I like I liked that they more than the video traditional ASMR type, the audio role plays have more of a story and more like it feels, oh, I don't know. There's just something extra to it, I think, and I really enjoyed like listening to that for a while, and it kind of just clicked together at that point that like um I don't have to do costuming and like put my face out there. I can still act, and it still feels like a little bit more of a of privacy there. Um, and also, it kind of worked out that I have like a little bit of a design background, and I've been doing art forever. Um, so it kind of was just like a lot of my skills. I was lucky to find something where different skills that I already had came together in a way that I could use them um, and uh, make something cool that people enjoy, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's cool that you do art for it as well. It's something
Yeah,
I'm hoping to do.
I think it's really cool doing it. It's an awesome opportunity.
Speaking of art, I noticed that you will occasionally use AI art for your thumbnails. Do you have any advantages slash disadvantages to note when using AI art or drawing it yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, I'm trying to not. At this point, I only use AI art for characters that were created before I started drawing my own art. Basically, there's a
Mm,
point where I just made the switch. Like I'm only doing, um, like from now on, my new characters will be drawn by myself or commissioned from somebody if I'm lucky enough to be able to do that at the time. And I can also say that like the AI art that I used, I didn't do it in the traditional like the typical way. Even then, like my reason for doing that is that I didn't know how to do digital art. Like I've been an artist for a really long time, but it's all traditional. It's on paper or canvas or what have you, and doing it digitally, uh, I needed to like I needed to learn the software. I needed to learn, it's a whole new medium. I needed to learn how to do it. Like if I started sculpting, I would need to learn how to do that instead of drawing on paper.
hmm
Um, so I couldn't do it and make it look good enough, fast enough to get it out. And so I would draw as like a sketch so that it was still because I'm kind of controlling about it, I guess, like a perfectionist in a way, and I wanted it to be my vision still. So I would do like a sketch, and I'd be setting up the pose and the composition and the color choices and all of that, and then I put it through image to image uh, AI generator, and I'd usually take like one or two of those results and then piece them together to make it look the way I wanted to. So there was still, for me, a lot of that still came from my own brain. Um, and see, the thing is that also took a long time. And by doing that, I got better at learning the software, controlling, like I learned how to work digitally by doing that. So it came a point where it was like, now I can actually draw it myself and do it as fast as that other process was taking because that was a very slow process too. Um, but so, yeah, setting that aside when it comes to advantages or disadvantages, I think that first obvious obvious disadvantage to using AI art is that it, it's not respected. Like generally, I think when AI was new, when AI generative art was new, people went, "Whoa, oh my God, I didn't. How could it do this? That's so cool!" And it didn't take long before it became, "Oh, it's another AI art. Like it's another piece. Like there's not a lot. Um, it's not cool anymore. It's more like a parlor trick or something. Like, oh, okay. Um, so I think even setting aside a lot of the ethical concerns and such, because I would rather like I don't know, there definitely are ethical concerns, but I wouldn't want to make this question about that if that's all right. I
Yeah,
just think
that's
that
fine.
I think that even if you're not concerned ethically about it, there is the advantage of not using AI art is that it's a lot it's just considered cooler and a lot more respected when you don't like it's the and I need to collect my thoughts a little.
No worries.
Sorry, give me a second. I actually took notes on the stuff I was going to talk about
Oh,
because I'm a
neat.
dork like that.
That's funny because I'm also taking notes.
um yeah, I just think obviously so the advantage of AI art would be that it's faster to get it and it's pretty and it's attention catching and you know I think that a lot of people don't realize now also that it's kind of insidious. Like the places where we could get art before, when I started, I could go to like Pixabay or some, free stock places, and it was very easy to find, at the very least, background images that weren't AI. And now the AI is just everywhere, and it's not always marked. And so if you can't draw yourself, if you don't it's just a lot harder for people who don't have resources to find art and know that it's not AI and also find something that's still attractive enough that you can like compete, that you can be a player in on the stage. I don't know. Um, I think it's tough. Um, and I think that also like I think the listeners know that like people kind of know that there's a difference between a creator, a small creator who's got an AI image in their thumbnail, and like a big game company who's using AI instead of hiring artists, or you know, larger people who can afford and should be using artists. It's gonna be really frowned upon if they're not.
Hmm.
You know, but people generally understand that like if you're a small artist, which VAs are, we're also artists. It's a different kind of art, but it is still is that you're not that we're just trying to get by, and we have to. I don't know. Uh, yeah,
No, it makes sense.
but
I get it.
yeah, again, I would say though, my if you have another way to get attractive art that's not AI, there's definitely a benefit in doing it because it's cooler. People like it more. People um admire it more. It doesn't seem like, oh, there's a gimmick on your thumbnail. It's just cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think my thumbnails are going to end up being a bit obscure slash unconventional, no matter what. I'm still,
oh, there's nothing wrong with that either. Um,
I'm still
I
working
guess
on
um I have ADHD, and for me, in this one particular way, one thing that means is I have a hard time paying attention to anything that's purely audio. So having something visual on the screen that connects with um, the story that I'm listening to helps me to focus and pay attention to what I'm hearing, which is part of why I always really wanted to have art myself and have it really be something that fits and is appropriate. Um, that is me personally. That's because of my own unique experience, and I think that there are lots of good approaches, and everybody has to do their own, like what is best and right for them.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I also have that sometimes. I'm not 100% sure if I have ADHD, but I have a similar thing. It's nice to
Yeah,
look at something.
yeah.
What would you consider your greatest audio or audio series?
Um, that's not a tough question because I think I heard Naught Plus Zero say once that it's like trying to choose between which of your kids are you gonna save from a burning building, or like they're all my babies. Like I put a ton of work and love and care into all of them, and they all came from incredible, awesome scripts. Well, except maybe the ones I wrote, I don't know. All the script writers I work with, I think they're all amazing, and I have mad respect. And so choosing like one audio or series is kind of like um ugh, I don't know that I can properly do it. Um, I think I don't know, not I don't know if it's greatest in the sense of the best, but I think that there is something special about that Ex Mafia Girlfriend series that I mentioned earlier, in the way that it subverts the trope and subverts certain expectations and makes people think about actual real problems in the world. And I felt like it gave me an opportunity to also draw attention to um, real sort of mental health things, like issues, because as she's going through that, like, um, I write a lot of things in my descriptions in my videos. If you ever like, if you look at the descriptions in those videos, I'm sure that I wrote quite a lot about just how the things that she's learning and processing and going through, that I hope that those are things that other people can learn and like learn from that and take a certain message away that from um, the story that's told in those audios. So I guess I can name that as, I don't know if it's greatest as in best, but there's something that I would like to, I guess, call attention to about that one or point out.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You put a lot of work into everything you do, so it would make sense that you don't want to pick a favorite.
I don't know. It's not even wanting. It's like, God, can I? Oh, but what
Yeah,
about this one? But what about that one? What about this? Like, I don't know.
yeah. Have you ever done any singing in any of your audios?
I have. I don't know if you can say I've done good singing in any of my audios. I did in, what did I sing in? I sang in, oh, another script that I wrote that I completely forgot about. It was another tiefling. It was a fan video for Baldur's Gate 3, where I did Elfira, who's a bard. So
Hmm.
I started it with her singing, but also crying kind of a little bit through it. So it doesn't have to sound good because I don't, it didn't sound that good, I guess. I don't know. Um, uh, I sang in that one. And then before that, I sang in, I should have wrote it down because now it's left my head. I
Oh,
sang in the Clairvoyant Space Cowboy, um, at the very beginning, about that starts with the character singing.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, I To be honest, like I love singing, and I used to. I even took like voice lessons, like singing lessons, back in my high school days. Um, but like I guess well, for one, I'm out of practice, and I don't think I was ever like especially great. Like I learned enough to carry a tune, but um, there's also kind of a difficulty for me because I have a very deep voice for a woman, and um, so even alto range songs are often not like a little bit uncomfortably high. Like not that I can't necessarily sing them, but I feel like my comfortable voice range is actually probably closer to like tenor. Um, and that's I don't know. It's made it a little bit. Sometimes that's an extra challenge. Uh, just dealing with that. You know.
Well, I will have to look back and listen to some of the singing because singing is fun.
Well, if you do, and your eardrums break, then I
uh, it wouldn't be that bad, would it?
Well, I don't think so. Like, I didn't get any comments saying, God, why, please don't ever sing again. It was more like, I mean, they were very encouraging. I just think, I think I can do better, and I should practice and actually get better at it so that I can do better.
I mean, there's always that strive to do better, yeah. It's, it's just also funny because the bursting the eardrums kind of leads into my next question about your hearing loss.
Um, yeah. Well, so yeah, yeah, I was saying it was about 5 months ago that I lost hearing in one ear. Um, and it's it was not anything that I did. It wasn't genetic. It was just sort of honestly they call it sudden sensory neural hearing loss, and they don't know why it happens. Like there are some things that could cause it, but they really can't say, is this what caused it this time, or is it not? Um, like the ear is such a the parts of it are so small and they're buried in your skull, like right next to your brain. It's not like when something happens to your knee, you can just kind of tell what, you can fix it. But they don't know as much about the ear. So, yeah, they don't really know why. Um, I had an ear infection shortly before this happened, but they don't think it's related because that was a middle ear infection and this is inner ear hearing loss. So it's just one of those really freak things. Um, So I would say, if I, and this isn't the question I know, but just if you, anybody who's listening, if you have a problem, if you notice something with your ears, go get it checked out right away. In my case, like for sudden sensory neural hearing loss, like I have, sometimes steroid treatment can help. There's a chance. In my case, it didn't. But if you wait, then there's a lot less chance that they'll be able to do anything. Um, yeah, just don't take care of your ears. And if you notice anything weird about your hearing, like go get it checked out. Uh, don't sit on that. Um, right. um, but I think you wanted me to talk about like how that affects my voice acting and such, right?
Yeah, yeah, if you could.
Um, yeah. So well, I guess the probably the most obvious thing is that it's hard for me now to do binaural effects. Like, um, if you're hearing something in one ear and then the other ear, well, I can't hear what that sounds like anymore. Um, which is really sad because that used to be so help me sleep so much listening to like those effects, and now I can't. Um, but uh, also doing them is difficult. I had to set my I have to set my devices to play things in mono audio rather than stereo, so that uh, like if I've put in, for example, if I download um, a sound from to use a sound effect and I put it in, and there's something on one side that's like a bump or something, but it's just in one ear, like I might not notice it unless I've set it to be mono, like so that I hear everything in both on both sides of the headset. Um, and um, then I still like it doesn't stop me from doing it, right? Like I'm actually the audio I'm working on, or that should be probably posted on Sunday. I did a lot of like manually. I set it manually so that I whisper in one ear and then whisper in the other, and I don't know if it sounds good because I can't hear it, but I'm hoping that it does. And I can sometimes ask people to listen to it for me and tell me, are you getting this? Is this the effect you're getting? Does it give you this feeling, or does it sound like, does it sound like those footsteps are coming up from the right or from the left? Because it all just sounds the same to me now. And get advice that way. Um, yeah, it's also it's just very weird how like my I have one ear that supposedly does not have any hearing loss or any problems, but your brain just really relies on having two ears in order to process sound. And I it was something that I knew, but was never, I didn't really know until it happened to me how much like um, you can tell that this voice, if you're in a crowded restaurant and lots of people are talking, you can pick out one voice because your ears are giving you the location of that one sound. Your ear, and when you don't, even if they're like sitting where I can still hear them, their voice could just blend into the background without that other ear because I can't pick out that this is a separate sound from all these other sounds. You need that location information in order to do that. And so it's not basically all the sounds in the room are mushed together into one big thing, and it makes everything a lot more difficult, a lot more difficult to sort out. And when it comes to editing audio, like there have been times I swear to you that I've put on my headphones and I'm listening to it and I don't even realize that the headphones aren't fully connected and the sound is coming out of the computer because of the fact that like I can't tell where sounds are coming from. They all sound like they're coming from the same place. And I'm like eventually like it's like it's quieter than I would expect. And then I realize, oh, that's because it's not coming through my headphone. Like it's just wild. Like it's so weird. Um and sometimes I've got the headphones are working fine, but I've added bird song to the background, but there are also birds chirping outside my window, and I can't separate those sounds. Like I
Mm.
don't know if the bird song like I go and check. Wait, I didn't actually put bird sound in this part of the audio, right? Because I'm hearing them, but okay, no, that those are real birds outside. Okay, well, I just have to do a lot more like double checking and stuff, and it's crazy. But you know, I don't know. That's how it goes, I guess. Like I definitely not gonna let it stop me, let anything like that get in my way. And I don't know. I kind of hope that maybe people will be able to see how I don't know. Maybe people can see me and have some more understanding of how things work, or um, that uh, these things it doesn't have to. No, things don't have to stop you. And I don't know. Also, I guess because you probably wouldn't be able to tell that I have any kind of hearing loss. Um, these things can be invisible. And just because somebody seems like they don't have a problem it doesn't mean that there isn't actually something that they're struggling with. And if somebody tells you that there's, that they have a specific need for whatever, an interpreter, for captions, whatever it might be, you should believe them, because just because it seems like they're hearing you just fine, you don't know what might be going on in their head. But on a more positive note, one of the benefits, I guess, of single-sided deafness, I had a pair of headphones that I sat on and broke, and like one half of them came off, and I was like, oh well, that sucks. So I replaced them, and now I can use them again. Now they're perfectly functional because I only need to hear in one ear, and I'm actually wearing them right now. It's like, no, you got to look at the positives.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do
Am
remember.
I talking way too much? I feel like I am. I
Oh,
apologize, Skittles.
oh no, no worries. I mean, I'm always happy to add little notes and things, but I've gotten feedback that says I should try and make the interviewee more comfortable and free to talk. So, hearing you talk a lot is nice. It's also what you do for a living, so, or at
Well,
least part of a
yeah, in
living.
a way, except usually it's other people's words that I'm saying.
Yeah.
I I do kind of appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about some of these things.
Yeah. I it's nice to actually hear about that and find someone that can relate, because I remember you were talking about subtitles, and I don't really I don't really know if I have any sort of hearing loss, but my family is used to using subtitles to read along, and that just makes things easier because movies tend to have a lot of loud music and action nonsense, so it helps to actually have the sound effects, well, sorry, the subtitles, especially if you're at like a movie
For
theater, and
sure.
that just
I
helps
mean,
you.
yeah, I actually I think, because I think the conversation you're talking about actually happened before I did lose hearing in that ear. But I also, like, again, not again, I don't think I said this yet, but I do, like, I've known a lot of deaf people, had people who are deaf and hard of hearing in my life before this, and I know American Sign Language. So of all the people that could happen to, it was kind of like, yeah, it's probably better that it would happen to me than somebody who, like, doesn't have any of that experience. In that way, like, I guess I'm also lucky. But uh, setting that aside, I would keep captions on too, even before I had any hearing loss. I think it just helps. It's easier to focus, and I think it's helpful for a lot of people. It takes a while to get used to, though, if you're not used to it. But
Yeah.
I just think it's a good tool.
Yeah. I think it might play into the thing you mentioned earlier with having a sort of visual to focus on so that you actually pay attention to what's going on in the background.
Yeah, I do think, yeah, I agree with you. And if you miss something, you can kind of look. I didn't hear wait, I lost focus for a second. What? And I can glance back and see what's there. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about subtitles actually reminds me of the fact that, like, when I first started on my channel, I did, like, there was a very low percentage of people who actually used the subtitles. And as it's gone on, that percentage keeps going up and up and up. I think it's like 20% now or something, where it
Wow.
was maybe 5% or something really low at first. And I mean, the reason is it starts out, it's going to be low if you don't have good subtitles on your channel. Like, if you, it's going to be lower if you don't have them, right? It's just, but when they are quality, a lot more people are going to be like, oh, this is also a tool that's there. Like, and there aren't going to be like those weird spelling mistakes or those weird like how like automatic subtitles sometimes do, like they mess up the words or like uh, if they when people realize that, oh, there are actually subtitles that are accurate on here, people will use them, and it's not even about having a specific audience in mind. I think it's just something that like I think that people generally find useful, and I keep getting comments about that too. How they really appreciate, they love that the subtitles are. I always put the subtitles on; they're accurate. And I was kind of thinking about maybe asking, um, seeing if this channel was interested in me making a video on how to easily put subtitles on your videos, because I think it's not as complicated as a lot of people think it might be. But I don't know.
I
We'll see.
I think we would appreciate a tutorial on that because I remember one time I tried to make English and Spanish subtitles for a video, and to be fair, I had pulled an all-nighter and I was stressed, so the quality wasn't the best, but I also wasn't really sure what I was doing.
Yeah, I don't know. The part about doing it in another language, I have never done that. So I don't know if I could be that much help with that. But um, just the actual, like, just doing them in English or in whatever language that you posted your video in is not too difficult, especially if there's a script that you worked from, because copy paste is my friend. It's like my best friend for that. It doesn't take me very long at all.
Yeah. I mean, I personally would appreciate a tutorial on that, so if you have one or are planning on making one, then that would be great, and we could put it on the guild channel because it's helpful to have resources.
I'll have to see what I can do about putting something together, I think.
Yeah. Although, have you ever put subtitles like on the actual MP4, like having it be a part of the video instead of just relying on the YouTube subtitles that people can turn on or off?
I haven't. Well, I tried it once and then I took them off. There's a feature, and I use Power Director as my for my video editing, and it has a feature where to put them on auto subtitles. Um, so I tried it and then I took them out and I did it the regular way, because it seemed like it was going to take longer and be more work. And I didn't know if everybody would want to have them or not. Like I kind of like having it as an option that people can turn on, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's also kind of cool when it is just in the video, and it looks prettier that way and um, intentional. And I don't know. There's something really fun about that too.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think at the very least for you, I will try and put subtitles in my videos. I also just like subtitles in general, and I've had experience putting subtitles in the actual video editing software, so I don't necessarily
That's cool.
mind.
Maybe you should make do a tutorial about doing that part, because that I don't really know.
Yeah, I could see, because there are lots of different flavors you can choose. Um, so before we finish this interview, are there any big projects that you have that you've been working on behind the scenes, or anything you'd like to plug that the audience would like to hear about?
Well, I have a collab coming up with. Oh God, I feel terrible that I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce her name. Roseway VA.
Hmm.
She sent me her part of it, and it's so good. I'm very, very excited about it. Um, and I think it's going to be interesting because she has such a like I'm listening to the lines and she has such a sweet voice, and the character is kind of terrifying. I think it's going to be really fun. Like when I get the effects in, and I'm really looking forward to it. Don't know if I should say what the video is or if it should be like, or if it should be a surprise. Kind of mean like that. I give a lot of like teasers and then I don't tell like I do my art creation shorts and I draw the character and then I leave them to guess. Who do you think this is? And I don't tell them. I feel a little mean sometimes. Um like I could say this will be a sequel to a new part to a multi-part series that I've been doing that a lot of people ask me for often. And one of those where I have to wait for the new parts to come out before I can even fill them.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Um, and I have a new author, um, somebody actually a friend of mine who is an amazing writer who I've been trying to persuade to be inspired to write me a script for a really long time, and she finally did, and um, I'm really excited about that too. And I was thinking maybe I could share the art that I'm working on for it, like the work in progress, an image of it or something
If
that you
you
could put
feel
it in a
comfortable,
video.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. I can um again, I feel like maybe I shouldn't tell too much about it and leave people guessing, but uh, yeah, that'll be from uh a writer called Afriel who will be her first ASMR script, and it's just it's really like one of those where like I knew that asking this person was the right thing to do. I'm very excited about it.
That's great, though. I also have a writing friend. I might eventually pull them into the rabbit hole that is the ASMR community, one way or another. So that's fun.
It's fun to do that.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I had another well, it's not an upcoming project, but another friend like that who was a very good writer, who I've been trying to like persuade to write for a long time, write a script for me for a long time, and they did. It was the recent Mermaid um audio that I did. Like just nailed it. So I don't know. It was very exciting to get to do that. It's fun. I don't know, man. I'm so lucky. Like there's so many great writers out there to be able to like to be able to do all their works. Like I don't know, man. I feel really lucky.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just sent you that art, the work in progress. Still a work in progress. Pretty obviously. There's no shading. Her eyes don't have any color yet, but that's gonna be an upcoming character.
Very nice. Do you know when that's coming out, or do you still have to wait for it?
I'm not sure. I have the script, right? Um, it's just I have so many things that I need to do. I think, I think it might be like there's like something like 14 open series that I have on my channel right now, and I think something like nine of them actually have the next script out, and it just needs me to record it and to do it and put it out. But I also don't want to just do sequels for the next little while. I want to put new things out too. So I have to figure out exactly where I'm gonna slip this into my schedule. This new character in. Um, so I don't have an ETA yet, but hopefully soon.
I see, I see.
And I have, oh, I guess I can say this too. Another one of Blue Chen's villains planned too. Um, but I don't want to say which one. I feel like letting people be surprised a little bit. I'm just mean like that.
Sounds like you have a lot on your plate, but it's exciting though.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah. A lot on your plate, but it's good food.
Yes. just might take me a few have to put it away in the fridge for a bit and come back because there's too much to eat in one sitting, right? Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add or say before we go?
Um. Oh man. Thank you to all the writers out there, all the writers that I've written, that I've filled your scripts, the writers who I haven't filled your scripts yet. I believe there are so many good scripts out there that, and sometimes they don't necessarily fit with my channel or like my vision for my channel, but I'm still like, dang, this is so good. You know, I have so much admiration. I honestly can't believe how much talent there is out there and how these people are just willing to let me use their stuff. So thank you to all the writers. Thank you to all the VAs who give me advice, or who have collabed with me, or who are just like awesome and being there. Thank you especially to the listeners because wow, I mean, it's just shocking to me that there's that many people out there who would actually listen to me talk, um, and subscribe and be like, I don't know, wow, it's just such an honor. Like it's so cool. And thank you so much to anybody who is actually listening to me and making this possible. Like I think you're amazing. I think you're all amazing. uh, yeah, and thank you to you, Skittles, for doing this interview and um, you know, just in general. I appreciate this. I appreciate and I have enjoyed talking to you too.
Yeah, it's been really nice to hear all your great advice and to hear your voice in a not audio form. Not that your audios are bad, just nice to hear from you. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming on to the podcast and signing up.
I was glad to do it. I appreciate the opportunity.
Hopefully, there will be more in the future, unless you don't want to.
No, I think that would be really nice. It would be really cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted if there's anything else coming up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Until next time, dear listeners, farewell.